point is, in that instance, sister, there's, for example, they change the dynamics, but in a situation of intimacy, when a woman says no, which we have a hadith about this, by the way, the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, who said if a husband calls his wife to bed and she says no, the angels curse her. Now, when you look at this very instant, oh, are you still recording? She doesn't want to be recorded. Oh, they're recording me.
Yeah, it's fine.
No, are you okay with that? No, if you're not comfortable, let me. I'll tell him not to.
I mean, as long as I'm not.
Okay, that's fine. As long as you're okay with it, yeah? Okay. So, what I'm saying, sister, in a nutshell, is the following, yeah? Okay, sorry, going back to the hadith. So it says, if I call my wife, like, for intimacy, she says no, the angels curse her, yeah? So now they say, oh, this is manipulating your wife, or, you know, telling her that she's going to get some kind of a curse, or whatever it may be, get a sin for not having intimacy. But the issue here is, I'm the one that's being abused. Because if I'm married, I am, yes, excuse me, sister, I'm married. If you're married, your partner expects...
You're not entitled to anything.
No. This is, what do you mean by entitled? Is my wife, okay, forget my wife, an individual is married. Is their wife entitled to intimacy?
No.
She's not?
No.
Okay, are they entitled to love, affection?
I mean, within the constraints of a marriage, you decide what's all right for you in that marriage. If you say, hey, my wife never wants to have sex with me and I don't appreciate that in a marriage, you can go.
No, we're not talking about conditions made pre-marriage, yeah? I'm talking
about pre-marriage, post-marriage.
No, it is.
If you're unhappy with something in your marriage, it's within your rights to end that marriage to seek out a new one.
But we're not talking about that. We're talking about an instant moment of one saying, no sex for you today.
Yeah.
I'm talking about that.
Okay.
So when you talk about entitlement, what are two parties entitled to? So for example...
When it comes to sex, nothing.
Okay. No. Who makes this condition, by the way? And secondly, is a man entitled to say that when a robber goes in the house, he says to his wife, go, I'm locking the door, deal with the situation, let me know when it's done.
That has nothing to do with the conversation.
It does, sister. Is the woman entitled to protection?
No.
She's not. Okay, no problem. If you go with that angle, then that means she's not entitled to protection. She's not entitled. No one's entitled to nothing. Yeah.
Not entitled to provide a home.
No. I'm not entitled to nothing. No shopping, nothing. I'm entitled to nothing.
I don't
no affection, no love. No, I'm going to be like a robot. Not you. I'm not talking about you, sister.
I don't think women in any woman is entitled to anything from a man.
In what sense do you mean that?
I mean, when you enter into a relationship, it's up to you and the other person in the relationship to decide what you want in that relationship, in terms of love, in terms of affection, in terms of intimacy.
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, no problem. Okay, you meet person A. Person A says, you're not entitled to nothing from me.
Then I would say, all right, that's fair, but I don't want to be married to somebody that
No
thinks that
problem.
way.
Then you meet another guy and he says, you're not entitled to nothing from me.
Then I wouldn't be married to any man who said something like that.
Do you see the problem here? Now, what we've done is we've got a false reality, and we apply it. If every man said,
I think if women don't want to have sex with you, that's a problem you should address.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about a bigger problem here. What I'm trying to say is, when you use the term as no one is entitled to anything, then you have a society, a malfunctioning society. Because you're saying you're not entitled to this. Well, if that's the case, any man walking down the road should not in any way, shape, feel entitled to protect a woman.
He shouldn't.
No, but there's a problem, because now you're going to have women. For example, imagine Sarah Everett, what was her name? Yeah? The one who got killed by a police officer. Come on, everybody knows that. Guys, don't follow the news. What's going on, brother? Yeah? Okay. It was tragic. So imagine me walking down the road and I hear her screaming.
And
I say, I don't care. I'll be honest with you.
I don't want to rely on a man to protect me down the street, because at the end of the day,
no, you have no choice but to rely on him.
No.
Why
I don't know. Maybe I'm carrying right now.
Carrying what? You're in the UK. You're in America.
Maybe I have pepper spray. Maybe I have,
No, that's illegal. You get arrested.
Maybe she knows
maybe I'm a Taekwondo fighter. Maybe I can knock you out right here. Like
no. That's exception. There are women out there that can knock me out. Yeah, I have no thing about that. Yeah. The point is this, sister. Every person is somehow, in one way, entitled. Not that you ask for. Like, for example, we live in this. Like, for example, Thomas Hobbes talks about contractarianism. Yeah. We live in this. We live in. No, I know, but we live in this stand. If I cross the red light, I'm not going to say I never agreed to these laws. You can't give me 3 points. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You are not entitled to give me a 3 point. I live in this land. I enjoy a lot of things in these lands, so I have to abide by the laws. What I'm trying to say in a nutshell, sister, is that the reality you're giving us doesn't fit in. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And if you're walking down the road and you are being attacked, you would want
somebody walking
Thank
down the
you.
street.
So what do you say the word hope? Yeah? And any husband would hope that if he wants to have intimacy, his wife, and again, the hadith doesn't actually say that you have to force her. He just says, she'll be cursed by the angels. That's it. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I don't think bringing religion into it is helpful because everyone here obviously has separate beliefs.
No, of course, that's what we're discussing, sister. But what I'm just saying in a nutshell, it doesn't work. We all feel entitled somehow. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, well, you can feel entitled. You can feel how.
Like you do. Like you said, you would hope that.
I would hope.
That's good.
But,
Why do you feel that hope? Why hope? Why don't you say, you know what,
I would hope that regardless if it's a man, a woman, anything.
No, anybody, of course.
I would hope that if I was getting attacked by someone with a knife, that somebody walking along would help.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
I also recognize that by doing that, whoever's helping me may be putting themselves in danger.
Exactly.
There's other factors to consider in situations like this. And I would venture to believe that I think there's things that people should be entitled to that you think people should not be entitled to.
And I never said that, by the way.
As I came out of the train station, there's multiple people sleeping on the ground.
Yes.
I think those people deserve a home to live. I think those people deserve a warm place to sleep.
Yeah.
A lot of people in this country would say, oh, well, they're not entitled to anything.
But maybe some, I'm not saying...
It comes down to human decency. It comes down to compassion.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, sister. Then why can't a woman have compassion on her husband and think...
Understand?
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Compassion goes both ways. It's a two-way street.
No,
When a
of
woman
course,
says,
of course.
no, I want to stop. I'm not comfortable with this. To keep going.
No, of course.
That is
No,
not
but I never even said that. I never even said if a woman says stop and the man says, no, you shut up.
If she says to stop, then she's abusing her husband.
No. What I'm saying is, if we look at, for example, the studies that I quoted, which I'll read for the camera, get the camera on here.
That's what I understood as well.
No, sister. No. What I'm saying is, sister, when there was a study done on a woman's sex drive and a man's sex drive, yeah? And the studies no, it's not general, sister. It's a study that was done. The study shows very clearly that a man's sexual drive is nowhere compared to a woman's. Meaning that how
always by default.
This is yes. Look, I'll read it for you. I'll read it for you.
Women on this planet who
There's exclusive. There's certain specific situations. We're talking generally. It does. Look, let me read the study.
If that is true, even if
Okay, let me read it for the sister.
Okay,
Yeah.
I heard you. Okay, so
Did you hear me?
that is the case.
Okay, let me just read it just for context, because before people come and start saying that I'm condoning a husband raping a wife. Yeah. The sex drive refers to the strength of sexual motivation. Across many different studies and measures, men have shown to have more frequent and more intense sexual desires than women, as reflected in spontaneous thoughts about sex, frequency and variety of sexual fantasies, desired frequency of intercourse, desired number of partners, masturbation, liking for various sexual practices, willingness to forego sex, initiating versus refusing sex, making sacrifices for sex, and other measures. Listen carefully, sister. No contrary findings indicating stronger sexual motivation among women were found. What that means is the following, sister. You are created in a certain way, I am created in a certain way.
But that's a biological difference.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, biological difference is this. A man is stronger than a woman. But I believe a woman is mentally more stronger than a man. There's studies that show that as well. I believe men are women, and that's the reason why men tend to commit suicide more. Yeah? It's a fact. So therefore, what we're saying is biologically, that a man's desire for the opposite gender is more frequent and more stronger. Therefore, if a man comes to his wife he has married, and he loves, and they love each other, and says, I want to have intimacy, and she says, no. And when I mean no, it's not, I'm not feeling well, I'm tired, I'm on my menses, I'm not talking about that.
He's not going to say no.
No, but this is what I'm trying to say, sister. If this woman says no, says, I don't care.
That means she doesn't want to be with him.
Okay, what I'm saying is she abusing him, yes or no?
She's not abusing because
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Okay, all right, okay. Sister, if that's the case, no problem.
No, listen. You can't take our biology.
Why not? When it comes to strength, we do.
Okay, because I agree there's biological differences between women and men.
Yes.
And the reason, I don't know, I'm not a biologist, I'm not a scientist, I don't know, I can't tell you the exact science, but biologically, let's say when humans were first, evolving, the aim, survival of the fittest, the aim is to spread your seed as much as you can, populate the earth as much as you can, but we don't live in the dark ages, we live in an age where women have agency. Women have agency over themselves and over their bodies.
That's fine.
And we don't live in an age where we have to succumb to every biological...
No, that's fine, sister, but how is it... Look, I'm not talking about the dark ages or the cave ages, sister. What I'm trying to say in a nutshell is this. What we're saying is there's studies that show a man's sex drive is higher than a woman's.
Sure, but I say that has nothing to do with...
No, what it does, sister, excuse me. If you have a specific need in a specific area,
It's not a need. You're not
okay,
going to die.
okay,
from having sex
no,
with
okay,
a
one second. Okay, one second. Let's reverse it.
You're the man for a reason.
No problem. The studies show a woman's sex drive is 500 times higher than a man's.
Ali, is this child-friendly conversation?
No, it's not. I'm so sorry. I'm saying, guys, I'm so sorry. Yeah, sorry. Sorry. If there's any kids, please leave the area. So if it's a baby, she won't remember anything. So the thing is, if that's the case, and if a wife says, you know what, I want to have intimacy, and he says, no, you're not getting nothing. I swear to God, feminists will lose, they'll rip their hair out.
No, they won't.
They would rip their hair out in Hyde Park. He's sexually abusing her. All she wants is intimacy, some love and affection. Oh, it's okay when it's a woman, poor woman. But when it's a man, be a man. This is double standards.
No, because if I'm in a relationship with someone and I say, hey,
Absolute double
I'm not getting what I need out of this relationship, either something changes, or I leave, or he leaves. It's
that's
that
fine.
simple.
No, but
You
we're
find
not-
a partner that's not giving
But I'm
you
not.
what you want.
But I'm
that's
not talking about that,
fulfilling
sister.
your needs.
Of course, if I was that man, I'll tell him to go and get married again.
Right?
No long thing. I'll tell him straight away, brother, go and get married again.
not
Because
working out.
because if it's not working out, of course, look, in Islam we have divorce. Like in the Jewish religion, a woman is not allowed to get divorced until the husband initiates it. In Islam we don't have that. A woman can go get a divorce, a man can get the divorce. My issue is not that. There is abuse happening towards the man, and I'm not saying the man has to force himself. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is, if she says no, yeah, she is abusing him. And for you, yes, tell me why not. Please, can someone tell me, and with evidence, why not?
Because there must be a reason. It's not
Sister, whatever's doing, she is an evil person. She is the evil. She's okay.
So say the reason. Hold on. So what if the reason is he's cheating on her?
No, you see what you're doing now. You see what I mean?
So I'm saying there's a reason.
No, I know.
There's no woman who loves her
My dear sister, I know. I'm giving you a specific, isolated situation.
Where there's nothing
Because what you're doing,
So you're
what you're doing
I
now.
understand what you're saying.
Are you Muslim?
I am.
You're doing good assumptions for your sister. That's good. Maybe it's this. I understand. But what I'm saying is the following. Yeah. If the situation is that he's a good guy, he doesn't cheat on her, he provides for her, he loves her.
Okay.
Came home one day.
But she won't do that.
No,
then.
I know.
Headache,
Okay, I'm
she's
saying
not well.
if she did.
Okay.
I'm not talking about if she. Look, if she's not well.
And it's always. So she's
No, always. No, yeah, let's say she's doing it. She's doing it
Okay,
always.
so then of course that's not right. That's
Okay,
not
is that
relationship.
abuse?
No.
It's a type of. It's a type of.
That's what I'm saying.
There's nothing abusive.
That's what I'm saying.
No, because at the end of the day, a woman has agency over herself as much as you have agency over ourselves.
Yeah, I know. Said she doesn't. What I'm saying is it abuse or not? I'm not saying she doesn't have agency.
Of course, it's not abuse. There is nothing abusive about that.
Okay, no problem. Okay, if that's the case, you walk down the road, sister. You walk down the road, a man with a gun, and I just watch you get killed, and that's not. I believe that's a form of abuse. No, you know why? No one said. Excuse me. If a woman who's vulnerable being attacked by a group of men, and I am there getting popcorn. Wow, look at my shit. One second. No, 1 second. I know. What I'm trying to say is this: is what I'm doing a part of, like, she's being attacked. I have full capabilities to stop it or help her. If I choose to step back, like they say, the person that is silent is the silent devil or something along those lines. Yeah. The point I'm trying to say is this:
It's a lack of compassion, but it's not abuse.
okay, call it whatever you like. Lack of compassion, any other word except.
And I wouldn't be in a relationship with somebody
No,
that
of
was
course not.
incompassionate.
We're not talking about that, sister. I know you wouldn't be in a relationship. The man, I'll tell the man if she's carrying on like that, divorce her. The point I'm just trying to say is that men do get abused also.
Men do
Woman,
get abused.
yes, let's get this right. Just because a woman cries, like if it was a woman here, I swear to God, if it was a woman here crying and saying, my husband, I told him to have intimacy with me and he didn't, I swear to God, we'll start a charity for her. We'll do a fundraising right now. She'll raise £20,000. It is. But when it's a man, and this is why men commit suicide, because they can't express their feelings. If they cry, they're a little wimp. So the point I'm trying to make is that there are women that abuse, and when it comes to this, when we talk about biology, we show the study that shows a man's sex drive is higher than a woman's. But let's talk about physical capabilities. A man is more stronger.
Late for something, but it was very interesting.
Thank you, sister. Sorry if I got a bit passionate.
No, that's okay.
I get very excited sometimes. Thank you, sister. Thank you. In a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is this, yeah? I think you maybe disagreed with me. I don't know if you but we can talk about it. The point I'm trying to say is, I'm more stronger than a woman, but some women are kickboxers, they're more stronger than me, they can knock me out, generally. So if that's the case, if I'm walking with my wife and somebody comes and takes a knife out, in that very instance, my wife is entitled to protection from me, period. I can't come and say, oh darling, sort it out, call me when you're done. she will come and say, this guy, you know what I'll be called? I'll be called the biggest names on the streets. Coward, you are this, you're the one reason she got stabbed. You are. But why is it when it's biologically that I'm stronger than her, in that very instance, it's okay, but when it comes to the sex drive, oh no, it's not abuse.
How do you find the word entitled? What does entitled mean?
I would say in a nutshell, it is something that it's, maybe, I might be wrong, innately that we have. That for example, if I give you a coffee, I would expect a thank you. Or I would maybe be entitled to not be abused or insulted. It's an entitlement that you don't have to give, it's something that I expect. So do you get it? It's something that I expect subconsciously, but it's not something that you have to do. But when you don't do it, it tells me a little bit about you. So if you come and say, Ali, here you go, I bought you an iPhone 13, argument's sake, yeah? And I say, okay, bye. Now that says a lot about who I am now. And it tells you a lot about who you are. So in a nutshell, what I'm just trying to say is that when we give these scenarios, is that when it's a woman, or when a woman cries, it's why men are more psychologically weaker, I believe. Yeah, and we see that. Yeah, women tend to get over relationships faster. There's studies that show that. You have that meme which shows, first week of breakup, the man is like, ooh, and the girl's like, ooh, and then 3 weeks later, the guy's crying, and the woman, we see that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I'm just saying, let's just be consistent and accept this fact that if a man, for example, is married, loves his wife, he's good to his wife, and he wants to have intimacy, and he calls her to have intimacy, she says no, that is a form of abuse. I believe that. And if anyone can tell me why I'm wrong, I'll respect that. It's the same way, I believe it's a form of abuse if she's being attacked and I just watch it happen. How? Yeah, one consequence, sister, is that one's going to kill you, the other one doesn't. Like the refusal of intimacy doesn't kill the man, but in an instance where a man takes a step back and lets his wife get stabbed, that's death. So one is worse off.
Yeah, but those are two very different scenarios.
Well, it is, but that's the both.
It's a bit of a straw man to compare.
But why is it straw man?
Because one is one person being attacked, one person being killed.
Exactly. But based on biology, we're talking about how men and women are created. That's why I'm giving you that example, because one is an example of how we are created when it comes to the sex drive, and the other is how we're created based on our physical abilities. So I'm saying as a man, I have these. This is my weakness. For example, a man's weakness is he has a high sex drive. He has to have intimacy. A woman's weakness is she's physically weak. So I need to cater for her there, and she will need to cater for me here. Now this doesn't mean force. If a man says to his wife, come and have intimacy, she says no, I believe that man should say, you know what, I want to end this relationship. I'm not saying you should go and force yourself on it. Which man would in their right mind do that? I'm not saying that. I'm saying what she's doing is abuse, and he has a right for divorce.
Well, don't you think that might be better for men to get better at controlling their sex drive?
No, this is absolutely, you know what this is, bruv? You're kicking the guy on the floor, bang! You're kicking me, that's what you're doing. And as a man, how could you say that? How could you say that as a man? He's been refused intimacy, and on top of that, you control your sex drive. And studies show that the way a man is created, that his sex drive is nowhere compared to woman. And on top of that, what we ask, can you imagine if we say this to a woman? Imagine studies show a woman's sex drive is higher than a man's. And then she's like, well, I want intimacy, he's not giving it to me. Sister, control your sex drive. What's wrong with you? You know what, bruv, you know what they'll say to us? This guy's a zalim, he's an oppressor. He's an oppressor. This is what I'm saying. I don't think it's right. I think we need to really, and like I said before, in Islam we have a hadith of the Prophet, peace be upon him, where a woman came and complained that her husband doesn't sexually satisfy her. And the Prophet, peace be upon him, allowed the divorce to happen. So in Islam, it's not like, oh no, if a woman is not sexually satisfied, she has a valid reason for divorce.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
So divorce is there.
Exactly, for the woman.
Yeah,
okay. What happened to the man?
If somebody isn't being satisfied in a relationship, then you keep it moving.
No, I know. What I'm just trying to say in a nutshell is that man not giving intimacy to his wife is abusing her, and the vice versa is worse, because for a man, the studies show it's,
I think it's being about partner. It's not being very good in the relationship, because you're not actually trying to satisfy a partner. But it doesn't mean abuse. Abuse is a strong word to use. And if you confuse...
Depends on situation to situation.
It's like somebody being hit on the ground, you're comparing that to somebody withholding sex. When it's a completely different ballgame.
Well, it is.
It's risky to compare those.
Which one?
The sex, because obviously you could say that her denying him his right to you joined in that marriage.
Yeah.
And you're both entitled to interests. One of them is she has more control in that situation.
Yeah.
So if you're denying someone of their rights in marriage, then that is, I would say that's slightly infringing. You both agreed to that and joined in that marriage.
It's for both parties. It's for both parties, but based on the studies that we have, shows that it is not as bad as me saying no to my wife, because my sex drive, studies show, is much more, and we know that visually. Come on, bro. You got strip clubs, you got prostitutes. Excuse my language. I'm so sorry, sister. But there's women that the men are visual. You don't see women going and buying magazines to look at men's calves. It's not like that.
But is there any rights in a relationship?
Sorry?
Is there any rights or entitlement in a relationship?
You have to. What she's saying is that no, there's no entitlement. If that's the case, imagine coming across every man and he says, you have no entitlement for anything from me. Yeah? So then, okay, how does it even function? What kind of, okay, no, you have no entitlement, I have no entitlement. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, can I have intimacy? Yes. Oh, I changed my mind. Oh, sorry.
Bro, but entitlement, I feel like...
The point is this, if you want to have sex with somebody, that person has to want to do it.
I never said
the point is, they would have to want to. Now, whatever the reason is that she said no, whatever the reason is, why would he still want to have sex with her when she doesn't?
It's not about wanting to have sex with her. It's not about wanting. Trust me, no one in their right mind.
She doesn't want to do it.
No, that's fine, but it doesn't work like that.
Manipulate her.
No, it's not manipulate her. No. Why is it manipulate? Are you Muslim?
I don't want to.
No, I'm just asking. Are you Muslim?
I don't. You're going to go down that road.
No, I'm not going down that road. I want to know your worldview. Like, are you Muslim?
The point I'm trying to make is.
Okay, what's your worldview?
You would have to want to do it.
I never said she would not want to do it. No.
If you say, oh, that's abuse.
That is, why isn't that? Why is it abuse? No, why is it not abuse? No, why is it not abuse?
That's the only point I'm going to make.
Okay, no, why is it not abuse though?
Because why would you want to have sex with somebody who doesn't want to?
No, you're not understanding. You don't understand the point. No one's talking about forced sex. I'm saying, is it abuse? Is it abuse if a woman says no knowingly? Not she's. I'm saying knowingly she says no. Is it abuse or not?
I'll ask you a question and you can carry on.
Okay.
No, it's not abuse.
Okay. All right. I'm walking down the road. I'm walking with. One second. No. 1 second. I'm walking down the road.
I'm just going to find abuse.
Yeah, please find it. Yeah. I'm walking down the road, and I'm with a woman, my wife, and a man comes with a knife, and I tell her, darling, go sort this out. Is that correct?
I don't see how you went from that situation.
It's very simple. Very simple. It's very simple. Can you?
You went off on a tangent.
Not at all. Can you answer that question?
I'm not even going to entertain you.
Thank you very much. I thought so. Thank you very much. I'm not going to entertain it. I'm not going to entertain it. Thank you very much. No, 1 second. Let me get a definition. Bro.
Yeah, so right, bro.
Okay, 1 second.
So, to use something to a bad effect or purpose of misuse.
Thank you.
Or to treat with cruelty or violence, especially regularly or repeated.
Thank you. So what was the first one? The first sentence?
To use with bad effect or for bad purpose.
Thank you. So 1 second. If the woman's purpose is to make him suffer, that is a form of abuse. When I give you the example of me and my wife walking and a man with a knife and I tell her to go and deal with the situation, why do you avoid that?
I didn't avoid it.
You did. You just said avoid it. You said no, don't talk about that. Why not? Why is it there?
There's a knife involved in that situation.
Yes, one exactly.
Totally different scenario.
Exactly. One is life and death.
Knife involved.
Exactly my
Obviously,
point.
I'm going to react.
No, but that's my point.
Somebody could potentially get killed.
No, but that's
You know
my
what I mean?
well, that's my point.
With this husband and wife having or not having
Yes.
sex, there's no knife involved.
Yes.
Nobody's going to die.
But that's my point. It's
so
worse.
It's a different argument. If you can't see that, I can't help.
No. But that's the situation. Is a woman more stronger physically than a man?
Is a woman
Stronger physically than a man?
Generally, no.
Okay, so in that situation, am I not abusing her in that sense, where I am allowing her, physically not stronger, to go and fight a man with a knife?
I don't even want to discuss this man with a knife versus.
I'm not talking about man. No. I'm giving an example. Why are you avoiding it? I'm saying, isn't it? Okay.
I'm not avoiding it.
Okay.
A man with a knife, I would do everything to stop it.
No.
So
If you don't, if you and your wife are walking.
I didn't really want to get into a long.
No. But you made a claim. You made a claim. But what I'm saying is, you're making a claim. No, why? Why would you stop it? What if you said you don't want to stop
Because
it?
somebody could potentially get killed.
No. What if you chose to say, I don't want to get involved, and you say, no, I wouldn't. If you chose to say to your wife, you go and stop him.
because somebody could potentially...
Is that right or wrong?
I'm likely to be physically stronger than her. And
I know, I'm not saying that, I know that, but I'm saying if you...
I've answered your knife situation.
You're a bit of a what?
The other
You're a bit of a scumbag if you're not.
So one second, so you're a one second, you're a scumbag according to one second. You are yes, by the way. Somebody will say you're a cowardly scumbag for not helping your wife. Okay, because she's physically weaker. But when physically, biologically, a man's sex drive is higher than a woman's, and a woman, one second, a woman says no on purpose, it's not abusive. Wow. Wow, that's all I can say. Wow, double standards. Double standards, absolute double standards. And this is why, let me tell you something, that's why men like you suffer. I'll tell it to your face, you know why? Because you have to be just, let's be real here. Why are you making it out to be, you're a man. If you go out and we're all visual, you go home to expect, you go home and you want to have intimacy with your wife and your wife says, no, not menses, not tired, I'm not talking about that.
Okay.
Yeah, one second. And not only that, it says to you, control your sex drive.
Of reconsidering a relationship. But
I'm not talking about that. Brothers, can you please, I don't know if I might misconstrue, please help me. No, all I'm saying is, look, just as you said, I would never do that, because if you did, it's a strange situation, right? I'm saying this is a strange woman here. As well as a strange man who wouldn't help his wife, I'm talking of a strange woman.
How many times does she have to say no?
No, not how many times. Very simple. We read the definition. If she is doing it to cause some kind of a harm, it is abuse. Simple. Psychological abuse. Thank you, sister. Thank you. Actually, it's psychological. Sorry, my bad. Psychological abuse. Okay, it might be my fault. Yeah, I'll take it.
It's because when you're in a relationship, you're expected to be with that person.
Yes.
So if you're going to be intimate with that person, and they're refusing you, you're not allowed to go elsewhere. So you're trapped.
Thank you. Now you know what? You know.
You're now questioning what's wrong with you.
Thank you, sister.
Something wrong. Yeah.
Not only that, sister. Like for example, the Prophet peace be upon him said, he said when you're out and about, and if you see something, let's say you see a girl dressed up inappropriately, and the sex drive urges, the Prophet said, run back to your wife. Now imagine you run back to your wife. Darling, really frustrated. She says, no, control your sex drive.
Well, she might know she's married to a father.
Well, we better not be. No, sister, no, you're right, but we're not. See, I'm not talking about that kind of man. The Prophet said, if a man, because you see, sometimes I'm a man, you might happen to see something you don't want to. It's not you're looking, bro. Sometimes I can't even drive on the road. I can't even look left or right, bro. I can't even look on my phone. Everywhere is mash up. So the thing is, if you happen to see, not you're looking, that's your sinning. Because Allah says, tell the believing men to lower your gaze. So the point is this, if you happen to see, and this is what we're seeing, the study shows men are we are visual creatures, sister, You guys will never get that. If you was in our shoes for a second, you will rip your hair out. In summer, walking in London, May Allah have mercy on us. That's why I like when it rains and, it's cold. Even when it's cold, it's peak, So the thing is, you go back to your wife, and the wife says, well, control your sex drive. I believe that's a form of abuse, because as Muslim men, we're not allowed to cheat on our wives. It's haram, it is a major sin, it's adultery, it's capital punishment. So the thing is here, you're not allowed to do that. So it's not like I'm not saying people don't believe in God cheat, but sometimes you get some guys who have side chicks and mistresses on the side. They're like, all right, no problem, man, we'll go, move to some other. We as Muslim men, we fear God. I'm not going to go and do that, The most we'll do is get married again. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? But the point is here, in that very instance, that's his psychological abuse. And we should accept there's nothing wrong with that. It's fine. And like I said, and there's a hadith of the Prophet.
And both ways.
Sister, there's a hadith of the Prophet, peace be upon him. A woman came and said, my husband doesn't sexually please me. The Prophet said, divorce. If that was the case that we men and Muslim men were allowed to force ourselves, the Prophet would say, shut up, go and give him what he wants.
And wasn't there iddah instead of 3 months, it's only 1 month?
Yes. So if, for example, if she gets khula, if I'm not mistaken, it'll be 1 month, And this is, look, Islam, I believe Islam gives the best rights to women, The biggest fraud women are living with today is dating. Uqsum billah, I'm telling you. Do you know how many women I speak to are broken? They're in relationships, and you have no security. You're with a guy. Sorry, I'm changing the topic, You're with a guy, you have no security. He hasn't spoken to your dad, he hasn't spoken to your brother, his intention is nothing. You get in a relationship, and most women, you know what they think of this? They see it as, it was just, I had a boyfriend, it didn't work out. No, darling. He's just a polygamous man who just used his next victim, and he's going to move on to another one, and it's going to carry on the cycle. Because why would he get married when you've given him everything he wants? Islam protects a woman. How? If I'm interested, like for example, when I met my wife, yeah, we spoke, and the second day I spoke to her dad on the phone. I would like to get to know your daughter for marriage. If I'm after the wrong reasons, but why do you want to speak to your dad? I don't want to speak to your dad. Your dad is the last person I want to speak to. Islam protects women, number one, how? If my intentions are right, I speak to the father. I get the permission from the father. Secondly, you have a chaperone. You have a chaperone. Now, why do you have a chaperone? Because the Prophet, peace be upon him, said when a man and a woman is alone, the third person is Satan. It's like petrol and fire. No man. I was speaking to a brother yesterday. He's like, nah, you know me, Allah created me differently. I said, brother, move away from me, man. Allah created you differently. Yeah? Okay, don't try that. Any man, Allah talks about Yusuf alayhi salam in the Quran, Joseph. He was being seduced by a woman. Allah said if we was going to show him our signs, he may have inclined. So what I'm just trying to say is that you speak to the dad, you have a chaperone. What's a chaperone for? So you get to know each other in a right way, but you have somebody who's keeping an eye. The brother, might be the father might appoint somebody, so you just get to know each other. So if you guys are walking, I was going to say hand to hand, that's haram. If you're walking, he's just here, he's just keeping an eye. Yeah? Why? Because the guy might be a manipulative guy. He might just, you never know. If they're together, and I hear the stories, brother, I hear it, and next thing leads on to something else, and then she's hurt. A man will put a phobe and a beard, he's finished. Khalas, righteous, he repented. A woman, you're finished, you're tarnished, you're done. It's sad reality, but in the sight of Allah, they're both wrong. So then you have mahar, a dowry. So a woman has a right to ask for whatever she likes, yeah? Okay. Sorry, it reminded me of back in the Jahil, I used to listen to T.I. He said, you can have whatever you like, you know. But anyways, so yeah, so you basically, in a nutshell, whatever she likes. But if she asks for £1 million, she's not going to get married. But the point is this, she has that mahar. What's that for? That's her security. So let's say she wants £5,000. If I'm after the wrong thing, do you think I'll pay £5,000? Or I would want to go to some of these girls, I don't know, God knows what they charge, yeah? That is a woman's security that Allah put a protocol in place to protect her. But what happens today is that girls get into this relationship, get heartbroken, they don't know how to love anymore, they are insecure, they don't know how to trust, they have been broken. We know a woman who was, I think, presenting at Love Island or something like that. She killed herself. Because she was saying, bruv, I get in a relationship, and I think, yeah, this is it, uses me, bye-bye. Next relationship, do you know how that mentally destroys someone? Can you imagine you get someone that, yeah, I love you, you're the one, yeah, blah, 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 everything that you want to hear, and then after what you get, see you later, yeah, it didn't work out. This is the reason why you have women that are broken today. And then you have men, good men, who are coming across this woman, and these women sadly break these men because they don't know what love is. They don't know how to trust. They think, oh, is he going to be like him? It's a sad reality, and this is why I'm talking about mental health and all this kind of stuff. Anyway, this was a sermon, I don't know why, I went on a tangent. But the point in a nutshell is that, thank you for listening, guys, all the best in the future. I need to go pray. Have I got any more mics on me? Thank you, Baba. Nice talking to you.
Can I just say, I do accept, I don't know what led up to the discussion. Yeah. I do accept psychological abuse, it does exist. Yeah. You know that about it?
Yeah, that's what I'm just talking about.
I don't, but obviously I came in midway, all I heard.
Yeah, maybe it's because of that.
For the phone. How you get anyone?
Finish.
Yeah. Any microphone.
You can do any microphone, but you have to get this adapter. Finish. Have cables coming out. One for the mic and one. It's not mine. One for the mic, one for the battery. Where's mine?
Yeah. The other brother used to have a mic. The brother that used to film.
That is a camera. It's not there.
Oh. No, that way you can use it on the phone as well.
You can use it on the phone?
Yeah. But you need a special adapter.
I'm going to say, I tried to call you, but I don't know, we had nice music. I go on men's rights, a lot of guys get angry.
Yeah.
You also have men and dads. And this is why it's so foundationally important, where Islam gives so importance to the family.
And you get men who...
It comes at the cost of corruption in society, you don't see.
And you get men who are accused of being deadbeat, but the reality is the mother is just preventing them from seeing the child, so it's all complicated.
But men are the main culprits. We have to be real here, just. Sadly, men are the main culprits.
Not necessarily.
Not in every case.
Not necessarily.
I believe in a lot of cases, but sadly, men are the culprits. I have to be real. Anyone would like to ask more questions, please?